Psalm 17. In the shadow of your wings. Hear a just cause, O Lord. Attend to my cry. Give ear to my prayer from lips free of deceit. From your presence let my vindication come. Let your eyes behold the right. You have tried my heart. You have visited me by night. You have tested me, and you will find nothing. I have purposed that my mouth will not transgress. With regard to the works of man, and by the word of your lips, I have avoided the ways of the violent. My steps have held fast to your paths. My feet have not slipped. I call upon you, for you will answer me, O God. Incline your ear to me. Hear my words. Wondrously show your steadfast love, O Savior of those who seek refuge from their adversaries at your right hand. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me in the shadow of your wings from the wicked who do me violence, my deadly enemies who surround me. They close their hearts to pity. With their mouths they speak arrogantly. They have now surrounded your steps. They set their eyes to cast us to the ground. He is like a lion eager to tear, as a young lion lurking in ambush. Arise, O Lord, confront him, subdue him, deliver my soul from the wicked by your sword, from man by your hand, O Lord, from man of the world whose portion is in this life. You fill their womb with treasure. They are satisfied with children. They leave their abundance to their infants. As for me, I shall behold your face in righteousness. When I awake, I shall be satisfied with your likeness. See, David is pleading to the Lord to show up, to incline, to hear him cry, to lament about his lamentation of his living state in the wicked world. He assures the Lord about how he is walking, that he is with him, that he takes refuge in him continually. You see, David is a man who puts the Lord day and night, but also throughout the day. He says he always put the Lord before him in Psalm 16. He says he's been tested. Who does the Lord test? His righteous ones. He says he's been tested and the Lord found nothing. His heart has been tried. He's been visited by the Lord at night. He makes sure that his mouth holds no deceit, no transgression. He says he is unlike these men in this time that he lived. He says, Lord, hear my cry, hear my cry. Show me the steps, the path in which to take. He says, in his path walking, his feet has not slipped. This is his surety about how steadfast he's been with the Lord. He knows that in this abiding in the Lord abides in him, and he says, ask of anything in his name and it will be done. So he knows that I call upon you, Lord, in righteousness, and you will hear me, O Lord, he says. He pleads to the Lord, incline your ear to hear my words. Show your steadfast love in response to my cry. He says, O Savior, Savior, I take refuge. You know, in Psalm 16, he talks about, he declared the Lord as Lord, sovereign over his ways. Now he says Savior because he takes refuge. He knows his protection. He seeks refuge from him. It says all of his adversaries are at the right hand of God. He puts it all in his hands. It says, keep me as the apple of your eye. It says, keep me as the fruit of you, Lord. That as I chase for your heart, the man after God's own heart, David, as I chase for your heart, keep me the apple of your eye. Let me be the fruit of your bearing, Lord. Save me from the wicked ones who would do me violence, my deadly enemies who surrounds me. He says these people close their hearts to pity. Their mouths, they speak arrogantly. They don't understand these things, so they must speak arrogantly. They surround him thinking they will be victorious. They want to cast him to the ground. They want to kill him. They're lurking like ravaging wolves, like lions, ready to ambush, to tear him apart. But he cries out, arise, O Lord, confront them, subdue them. Protect me, for you are my Lord and Savior. Deliver my soul from wickedness. Strike them with your sword. You see, David was a man of war. David was a strategic warrior. David was a victorious warrior. But his victories, he gave to God. He made him Lord of his battles. That is why he was such a victorious warrior. You see, David was not ashamed to flee from the pursuit of his life. He could have stand up and fought and won, for he was a mighty warrior, but he knows mightier than him is the one who sits on his throne, that he will invite him and pour out his adversaries to him to be the Lord to protect him. He take refuge in the Lord. So David is telling us that everything under heaven, we are supposed to hand over to the Lord. Let him be the Lord of it. All your trials, your tribulation, your troubles, your adversaries, your transgressions, all of it. Let the Lord strike. Let the Lord confront. Let the Lord deliver you from wickedness. Let him be the shepherd. Be his sheep. Hear his voice. He says, his sheep shall hear my voice. He says, let your hand, Lord, save me from man. He says, dear portion. David says in verse 14, he says, save me, Lord, from man of this world, whose their portion is this life. What does that mean? Their portion is this life, is that their power is only existent in the time in earth. It is dominion. But in the last day, they will be the part of Sheol. Their influence is only in this timeline. Their wickedness can only last within the timeline allowed. Their ways, he knows that their portion is this life. But David is setting his eyes on the portion that is after this life. He sees a greater portion, a greater life with the Lord. That he would not turn to fight those battles, but he will let the Lord be the one to do so. Let it not be within his judgment to decide. That I will give it all to the Lord, that his portion will be gladness, joy, peace, even in this life. But David's eyes were set on the life, promise to be with the Lord. He says, you will fill their womb with treasure. They are satisfied with children. You see, the wicked can even have the abundance of what seems to be everything right. But right in what sense? In this world, this limited timeline. They pass down even their wickedness to their children. But he says, as for me, I behold your face of righteousness. When I'm awake, I shall be satisfied with your likeness. David is like, I shall be satisfied with the likeness that you have created me to be. That, God created man in his image and likeness. That David wants to be satisfied with the likeness of being as close like God as possible. So we are supposed to be satisfied in this life to be a bearing image, the likeness of Jesus as close as possible. That should be the portion of our gladness, our happiness, our sanctification here in this timeline. Because after bearing it all to the end, there is so much more to receive. What is in this life, in this timeline, greater than the assurance of the kingdom, the assurance of being with our beloved Lord in the kingdom? Absolutely nothing. So this is what is been spoken to me in Psalm 17. It's about taking refuge. It's about making the Lord Lord. It's about giving everything to the Lord. It's about unraveling the things in here, laying it at his feet. All my worries, my anxieties, my fears, my cares, my desires, all of it. Align it with the Lord. That in the end, I'll be satisfied with his likeness. That in the end, the joy is to behold his face of righteousness. He says, blessed are the poor in heart, for they shall see God. That is what we should be after. Because the cares of this world is a path to death. But the cares of the things under heaven, the cares of the ways of the Lord, is, as we know, the way, the truth, the life. It's life.